Well, okay, so we still have some people that are going to be joining us, but hi, I'm Kevin Moffett. I am with Troop 325, and I will be hosting tonight, where I'm going to try to give you some information about Scoutbook. I'm not the first and world's foremost um, expert on it. And if any of you have been playing with it and you have something you want to add and some expertise that you want to add, that is perfectly acceptable. That's really what I want. I like roundtable conversations, and we all are in this scouting adventure together and helping each other. So that's kind of the way I like to run the meeting. I will be showing you a few things out of the gate, and then we'll open it up to questions. We have roughly an hour, and don't be shy. Just get on the just unmute anytime you have a question. Not a problem. Maybe I should open my chat window just in case someone wants to chat something. Um, chat. Okay. So I'm going to chat window open just in case there's something someone wants to chat. But just don't be shy. Just unmute and start asking your question or giving in your 2 cents. It's all good. All right, so this is I just went to Scoutbook, and they have quite a few different resources up here at the help scoutbook.scouting.org, and we've got quite a few links here, and we're going to go over some of them, but it is I can't do this better. All right, so okay. So this first PowerPoint had some good things in it, and I wanted to talk about a little bit how we got here. So as you all know, that's the legacy system was internet advancement, and it was kind of difficult. And if you use different other softwares like TroopMaster, getting that converted over and submitted into internet advancement could be a bit of a difficulty. The neat thing about Scoutbook is you are using the national database. Your whatever you enter is going in almost directly. So it's really a good thing to keep track of all your scouts. And if you've got it there, that council should have it. So there shouldn't be any problem there. The concept is they wanted it to be web-based and real time for everyone. Now, it's real time if you're using the internet application, but not as real time if you're using the iPhone application. So there's some. We'll talk about at least one difference that I found in the iPhone application, scouting application. The big thing that most of you will love the most is advancement reporting. It's virtually done for you. So I'm going to show you things to do in there. You'll have your unit roster. You have a wonderful send message tool in here. I have not used the payment log, so I'm not sure if anyone else have anything to add there. And of course, it is actually built for den leaders all the way through. So once the scout gets in, as long as the unit is using Scoutbook, When they bridge over, you'll have access to all that information, and it'll all be in one place, which is really kind of cool. We're going to go in and I'm going to show you my account and my son's account. So, you know, and we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about merit badges and rank requirements. I've not done photos. So you know, and I got this presentation, as I said, just from the help.scoutbook.scouting.org. Facebook has a Scoutbook there, and I found this very helpful because I've actually been able to, let's see, where is it here? Send a message to scoutbook.com, and I've been able to get answers within an hour. Okay, so that's really kind of nice, and there is a lot of dialogue on this that is worth watching some of it. Going through.
A quick question. You said if you post a question on Facebook, the answer comes, the people who answer are other people like us, like the community.
I don't, so when I send a message to scoutbook.com, I think it's actually part of their smaller organization. So they really do know their stuff.
Okay, so it's basically the official or owners of Scoutbook that will respond to this.
I think so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's been really, it's been really quite convenient. And then of course they'll say, if it's something they've been asked a lot, they'll refer you out to some of these conversations. But there's a lot of information out there on Scoutbook. Okay. All right. So just so that I know how much experience do you guys have in Scoutbook? From I'm gonna guess there's people here that haven't even turned Scoutbook on, and there's people that are actively trying to use it. So who here has not turned it on? Okay, thank you, Susie and Manpreet. Okay, and Catherine. Okay, so don't be afraid of it. It's actually not too hard, not too bad. You'll muddle through it. And I'm going to try to give you some, get you enough that you guys can get going. Okay, and of course we're all in it together, so never hesitate to reach out and ask. Okay, so I'm going to do something in chat, and I'm going to give you my work email. Okay, so send me an email, send me your question, because you know what, I love questions, because if I don't know the answer, then we're gonna escalate it. We're gonna go find the answer, and then I'll learn something new too. So it's all good. Okay. All right. And then who here has been working with it at least once a week with their troop? No one? AJ, what about you? Andrew? Oh, Deborah's been using it. Yep. All right. All right. So Deborah's using it at least once a week, and I probably use it. I probably go to it, at least 3 times a week. All right. Working with my troop, working with my kids, and going from there. I also have gotten, you have to push all of your parents to get their scout connected. You cannot connect the scouts yourself. Only the parent can connect the scout. It's unique. Only the parent can invite the scout to Scoutbook. That's their parental permission. And then only the scout, when he gets online, can enter their email address. Even the parent can't put their email address into the Scoutbook. And you need that email address put into their account so you can send them messages. Okay, so that's really key. You want all of your scouts to be on Scoutbook, because that way, from their phone or from their web browser, they can see what's going on in their scouting career. They can ensure that their records are correct and accurate. They can even mark things off as complete. Now, complete is not approved. It's only complete. The Scoutmaster gets to, or whoever is working your Scout book, can then do all the approvals. Okay. So, without further ado, so a scoutbook.scouting.org, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, come on. There we go. Try it again. One other thing that I want to say before we get into this. Do you see this little puzzle piece up here on my Chrome browser? This is the extension. Okay, so there is a really neat extension that you really want to use for Scoutbook, and it's called Feature Assistant Extension for Scoutbook. Okay, this is not it's not supported by DSA or Scoutbook, but it is really a good tool, and it extends the functionality of Scoutbook quite a bit. So this is something that you really want to download. And in fact, it's called Feature Assistant Extension for Scoutbook. And it really does a lot of neat things for you. It expands the menus. It expands your capabilities quite a bit. All right. So this is something you want to install. Okay. Now I'm currently using Chrome, and I believe that this is written for Chrome, and I want to say Edge, but I'm not certain. Okay. Chrome is my go-to. So, all right, back to Scoutbook. So when you first log into Scoutbook, you come to your main screen here. You're going to do most of your work in your dashboard. You can go to my.scouting homepage and log into your legacy account. It's actually, they should be now using the same username, the same password, everything's all the same. So, if you've got your YPT, you have a my.scouting account, so it's the same account for Scoutbook. You can go to your training, you can go to the internet advancement. The forums, there's quite a few forums here where you can go in and look up a variety of different discussions and search it. This has been very helpful for me in the past as well. All right. But as I said, most of your work is going to be in your dashboard. All right. Without further ado, when you first come up into your dashboard, you get several different things. You get your account. So under that will be your profile. If you're a merit badge counselor, you're going to get a merit badge counselor section. You're going to get your family, and you're going to get your the units you're connected to. All right. So if you're doing something that's merit badge related, this is really where you want to be. You don't want to go any further than this, because what this allows you to do is mark, check off and approve merit badge requirements, or even the entire merit badge for a scout, any scout that you're connected to. Okay. There's two quick entry ways for a merit badge counselor. To sign completed merit badges and enter the merit badge requirement. Now, if your scout has completed the merit badge all in one session, you could do complete signed merit badge. But if they've only done half of it and you want to mark them down for getting that half done, you have to go through the merit badge requirement. In my unit, I'm asking all of my merit badge counselors to not sign off the completed merit badge, but to use the requirements. And the reason being is this way it fills out the entire blue card completely. And there's record that you, the merit badge counselor, have attested to each one of the requirements. Even if they're all the same date, even if they have all the same note. Let me go in here. I'm going to choose a merit badge. Let's see. I might have to assign one to. Okay, so here's a scout. So Sid in the Nation, he's working on the 2005 version. I can put in a date here, and then I just simply check off everything that he has completed and add a note. Now that note will be attached to each one of these that are signed off. If I sign it, if he has actually completed it all in one session, I will just go in and check them all. Is that required? No. But again, in my opinion, it makes it for a more complete record. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I mean in a little bit. So my recommendation is for your merit badge counselors, ask them to use the merit badge requirements, not to sign off the completed merit badge. Okay. Because once they've completed everything, they have completed the merit badge. Okay. Cancel that. Any questions so far? All right. You can print blue cards, and here's where the reason why the blue cards. So when I did I was helping a scout that was going for his eagle, and he didn't have some of his merit badge blue cards because we've done them electronically through Scoutbook. When we printed them out, they didn't show any of the requirements signed off on the back of the card. It was a completed merit badge, but it didn't show any of the requirements that were signed off on the back of the card. That's when I actually went and used Scoutbook right then and there. I can attest to this. And asked, why does this not print out? And their response was, if it's complete, there's no sense printing the back, all the individual requirements. That's true, okay? And when they print a completed merit badge in Scoutbook, it will not show the stuff on the all their individual requirements, all the individual sign-offs. But if you do go back into their Scoutbook record, they're all there. So it is a complete record. If it is not a complete merit badge and they print the merit badge, say They did most of it electronically, and one thing that they need to go to the counselor and actually do in front of a counselor, then it will show all the individual requirements on the back. They'll print it out. They'll go meet with their merit badge counselor in person. Their merit badge counselor can then see everything and sign them off physically. Okay. All right. This one here doesn't actually do anything in our council. Edit merit badge count, merit badge counselors, merit badges for the counselor. So this really just shows you the merit badges that the council has you registered for. You can't add or subtract from this list directly. So if you want to change your merit badges, you need to work through council. Okay. All right. So then we can go, well, let me first ask, any question about merit badge counselors?
Not about merit badge counselors, but about the blue card.
Okay.
Could it be acceptable as well if a scout had one requirement left, he goes to his counselor agrees that he's completed it, and the counselor goes in and approves that step in Scoutbook and
Yeah.
doesn't have the blue card at all?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
You'll just, so if I believe that they're only allowed to have one counselor at a time. So you would actually have to disconnect the first counselor and connect the second counselor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. So I'm going to go into my unit, trip 325. I'm going to go to.
I had a question on the previous one on the merit badge. So
Mhm.
that's the one where if I am a merit badge counselor, how I can approve the merit badges for some youth.
Yep.
If we don't have, is there a way to find the merit badge counselors in the network, in the neighborhood? If we don't have a particular merit badge our youth want to do, but we
Yes.
don't have any parent in our group who is approved for that.
Scoutbook has all the scouts nationally, or all the merit badge counselors nationally. So yes, you'll be able to find them. Okay. And so what we'll do is we'll go in and I'm going to show you how so when the scout comes to you as the ASM or scout master and says, I want to start this merit badge, you can electronically sign their blue card as a start and give them and work to find merit badge counselors. Okay, so we're going to do that next. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into my unit, and when you're in your unit, you do have merit badge counselor list. So you go here, and don't want to go too fast. So at the bottom of your unit page, there's merit badge counselor list. So when you go in there, you'll be able to select whatever merit badge you're looking for. Okay, let's try nuclear science. How many nuclear physicists do we have on the call tonight? I don't know about you, but I certainly am not a nuclear physicist. But because we're connected nationally, it's possible we could actually find someone that is actually very well qualified. You can also find, eliminate, or make sure that they're available, or you could say, no, I want a busy one. I don't know why you would, but you can. So put in your zip code and do a search. And we got 32 results for nuclear science. And the furthest one away is Kara McKeon, 2,652 miles away. So you can find them and connect them to your scouts. And boy, look at all the merit badges that this person can work on. And she's, Kara is working with 413 scouts. And she's not marked busy. So, yes. So what what that means is that yes, you can find merit badge counselors. Now, what you want to do is, you will pick 2 or 3 and provide that, the email addresses to your scout and have them reach out to find which counselor is available and willing to work with them. Okay. All right. All right, go back. So merit badge, that was our merit badge counselor list. So you can find them from anywhere. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna, pull up my son so we can, I can show you how to connect to a, how to add a merit badge. So this is my son. He is currently life. He's 59% done with his Eagle, and I hope that he finishes. He ages out in 9 months. If we go into his Michael's advancement, this is where we can see all of his merit badges and all of his ranks and all the data about it. So it shows all the dates completed and when it was marked approved, marked awarded. Now, because my unit did not use Scoutbook beforehand, I have gone in for most of my scouts and entered all this data by hand. Kind of arduous, but it pays off. The Scoutbook automatically tracks all the palms, so you don't have to do any of that. It tracks their progress towards all those and all their merit badges. So you can see that, what merit badges he's got completed. Now, if he's ready to start another merit badge, simply select the merit, select add. I know he's not going to do bugling, so we're going to choose this one. We add bugling to his account, and then we can invite a counselor. So when we invite the counselor, this is, first comes up to their old or to their connections that they currently have. So this will obviously be any previous merit badge counselors, any of their ASMs, any of their adult leaders that they're connected to. If you're not finding your the counselor you need to have in this list, then you can add a new one. Okay. So by adding, the only problem, and they changed this a little bit. This used to go in and allow you to search by merit badge, but now it starts by name. So it really is a little bit backwards now. I don't know why they see that this is an improvement, but they've decided that this is what they wanted to do. Literally, I have to now go and create a new connection. Let me back up one more time. And I'm going to go merit badge counselor, and I'm going to say nuclear because I saw a name that I want to use, and I'm going to search, and John Craig, I'm going to invite him. Okay, so by inviting him, it's now looking at my unit and all the scouts in my unit to find out if there's an eligibility there. Okay, so looking at his, it probably should be, but then I'd be able to connect him to the scout. Once he's connected to the scout, then I can add him to the merit badge very easily with that invite counselor.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a little confused. A few minutes ago, you said that, you can pick 2 or 3 and give them to the scout and they can pick who they want to work with. But now it sounds like you're assigning a counselor to the scout for that merit badge.
Yeah, so you've given them 3 names. They've gone off and they've asked these 3 counselors and they said, okay, so John Craig,
Okay,
has decided that he'll work with me.
got it. So this is after they've selected which one they want to work with.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
So actually, then it makes it even easier than I was thinking. So go back into my son.
Okay. So actually, let me ask you, given that you're doing it for your son, does it mean that only parents can do it for a child, a scout master?
No, as a leader of your troop, you can do it for any of them.
So I'm actually, can you show me as a leader, what do I do? How do I get, if I've, how do I start with this step? I missed the initial step.
So I'm going to go back to my dashboard.
Right.
Okay. So I'm at my dashboard. I go into the unit.
Yes.
I go, now I have to choose the scout. One thing that this has actually helped me personally with is now I've learned what scouts are in what patrols. Couldn't put it, before this, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. So, so I go into the patrol. I choose the scout. I go into their advancement. And I'm gonna start a merit badge.
Hold on. So I am able to do the up to this step. Can you go to previous step? I clicked on the scout and everything, but I don't see the option. Can you go back previous screen? Yes, so I'm able, I am at a particular scouts. Once I click on a scout's name. I click on their advancement. Okay.
Their advancement.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just make sure I can. Okay, so I can do this and then start a merit badge. Okay.
Start merit badge. And so I'm going to add nuclear because I know he's there. So I'm going to say nuclear science. Okay. So nuclear science. And I'm going to invite the counselor. Now, I don't have a nuclear science counselor here. So I'm going to look for, I'm going to add, and I'm going to look for his name. Now in this case, you already gave this scout three names, 3 emails. You come back, well, this person will work for me. Now you have a name, okay? So John Craig, and I'm going to search. And crew 233, that's the gentleman. And I'm going to make him a merit badge counselor for nuclear science. Now, so when I choose merit badge counselor, it shows me all the, and I'm talking about Michael here. These are all the merit badges that Michael's working on that he can help with. Okay. And then it is advised that you give a little invitation and then hit invite. Okay. So that makes sense. All right. And that's how you start a merit badge. So I'm going to go ahead and invite. And John, I'm sure John's going to recognize it for what it is. I'm going to go back into, and we're going to see what it looks like right now. Michael's advancement. And I go find his nuclear science. And so there's nothing signed off, and his completion is 0%. Now, because I'm also his unit leader, I can sign his card as I'm approving it today, 5/17/2021, and hit save. Now, if he comes to me, if a scout, brings me a blue card that's partially, that's filled out in real, physically filled out, I then would actually then go in and select the item. This is your call if you want to go do this, but I choose to make, to do this. And I go in and I set the date of the actual sign off, and I say signed off by Scooby Doo. And I post a note and I save it. And so now you see that it's completed and it's got a note. You click on the note. There you go, signed off by Scooby Doo. So even if you don't, even if you're going in after the fact and adding some records to make their scouting record more complete, even though you're signing it off and the record will show marked completed on May 17th by Kevin Moffett, I'm not the one that actually signed it off as completed. I'll actually put in the name of the person so that there's a little bit more record to it. Your call. Again, this is doing more than necessary. Okay?
So the question is this remark can be finished by Scout or only by the adult leaders?
The scout can mark it completed, and the scout can put in the comment too.
Okay.
Okay, and but anyone entering, trying to put in these records can leave a note, if you will.
Mm.
So, like if you're doing let's say you're doing a Scoutmaster conference with a scout. When you sign off their Scoutmaster conference requirement, maybe there's something that you want to record that they said, that they did, something, to remind you about what was going on there. Maybe they came to you and they tried to do the Scoutmaster conference and they didn't quite get it, so you told them to go back and reschedule it. So you postponed them. You could put in a note as to why you postponed them, so that when you come for the next conference, that you can remember what that was. Okay, so it's a good it's a good feature to have. Now this has been marked completed, okay, but not leader approved. Now I can actually come back and now leader approve it. I could have done it, one step, but I can also come back and leader approve it. And you're going to notice that green mark now becomes blue. So it was green, now it's blue, noting that it's approved by the leader. Now, quite honestly, your counselors can approve. That's what their job is. They are approving the merit badge. A scout, merit badge counselor has full authority to approve everything on the merit badge and doesn't require an adult leader to approve. When it gets awarded, for example, here, you get also a checkbox for awarded. So you are not buying that patch over and over and over again. It'll get awarded in one court of honor. And so you'll actually get a list to take to council to buy all your patches. Okay. So there is legend down here. All right. So we've looked at, merit badges from the counselor side and from the adult leader looking at this at the individual scout. Now, when it comes to rank advancements, let's take a look at Michael's Eagle Scout. So you as the Scoutmaster or whoever you've assigned in your unit to do these will come in here and say, okay, he has to be active in his troop for at least 6 months as a life scout. So when did he get life? Click back on life. He earned that on October 11th, 2020. So that's October 10, or October is the month of 10. So he did achieve this as of 4/11/2021, correct? I can come back to Eagle. I can come in here and I can mark that as it was completed on 4/11/2021. And I can approve it and I can save it. And he now advances from 59 to 63%. So he's got one more thing done. You don't have to do all this one piece at a time. Your scouts, the scouts can individually, themselves be coming in here and marking things complete, not approved, but complete. And then when you do the Scoutmaster Conference, you pull this up, and as you're doing the conference, you can mark them all off as complete or as approved. So that reduces the work that you have to do. Does that help? Okay. And here you can see his merit badges and what he requires. He still needs to do his family life, personal management, environmental science, personal fitness, and 2 sits. I don't know how he's going to complete all that. What a shame. Okay. Come in here and bugling. And I'm going to all right. So going back to the troop level, you have a calendar. So the neat thing here is you can create the calendar. So I got a patrol leadership council, and the neat thing depending on what you're creating, let's say we create a new thing here. You choose which calendar. Okay, I'm connected to Pack 394 and Troop 325. So I can, and you can even do it down to an exact patrol. But if I go to the troop, I set, and if it's a PLC, watch what happens to the invitee list when I choose Patrol Leader Council. It's inviting only the patrol leadership. Now you can add to that. You can add both parents, leaders, members. Okay, and you can even select all of them all at one time and add them to your invitation list. You can request an RSVP to who's going to show up. And you can also request a permission slip. When you request the permission slip, that activates this portion, and it's a permission slip that they are going to get. This is, so we're setting up for Patrol Leadership Council. I want them to RSVP, and I want to remind them to come, when to go. So I typically set it for 1 hour before and 1 day before. And so it'll automatically send out those reminders via email at that time. All right. You can create your message. This will get out to them when they when you save this, because it's going to send it right now too. So they'll get a reminder. They'll get the reminders and they'll get the invitation as well. So you can put in all your email or all the information about that, the location, where it's going to be, Prince of Peace Church, the name of the outing or meeting, whatever it's going to be, and save. So the RSVP is a really handy tool. So I know like Troop 582 uses it for all their outings. So if you want to go on an outing, you actually RSVP, and after that they take over. They then start using, start tracking it manually in an Excel, but they get their first indication from the scout here, whether or not they're signing up for it or not. When they do that, for example, they come to me, I click on, I get to say yes, no, or maybe. Turns me into a check mark. Okay. All right. Any questions so far on that? Okay. Easy peasy. All right. So you notice that I have aged out and I have not active patrol. These are patrols that I've created within my unit, such that if I have as they aging out, I can just transfer them into that patrol and kind of track it. They will automatically, when they turn 18, be at the next recharter, they will not end up in your unit. Okay. Or you can choose, depending on the situation, to actually remove them so that they stop getting any emails and whatnot from the unit. Now, I did talk about using and I know I'm at 8:50 now. So we talked about the extension that you want to use, and here's where some of the power comes from. In quick entry, you get all these extra items here. So like scout leadership, when you go through the transition from one leadership to the next, it can be very difficult, very time consuming, going into each scout, turning them off, and then going into the next scout and turning them on. This is done in this. It'll take a minute to load, but it's so much easier through this extension, assuming it's going to work. There it goes. Okay, so here Jack here is my quartermaster. I can end his position, or I could literally delete it, and then I could go, and for Nicholas I can add a position. It makes your leadership transition so much easier and so much faster. That's where the extension, you need that extension to make that happen. All right. And it is important because all those leadership positions, you note the date there, that is indeed recorded in their scout career. If I go back into Michael and I go into his leadership, all of it is recorded here with all the lengths of time that he's been had the position. Now I've been playing, I play with my son's account, so I made him a scribe, and scribe is good because, and they can't, but although they can't do it in the phone app. They can, if your scribe can go in through their account on their web browser, and they can mark attendance for an outing or meeting. The caveat is they have about an hour after the event to do it. I don't know why. Okay, so this allows the scribe to do one of their jobs of keeping your attendance, right? Calendar editor you can give to Scout, and they can actually create the calendar events. Scout led. Any questions so far? Overload? All right, so back to
So,
yes.
yeah, one question I see, like in our troop, right? We don't have those patrol defined. Do you know who's responsible to adding those patrols?
Who adds the patrols?
Yeah.
Okay, well, your Scoutmaster or whoever's running your Scoutbook. For example, in this case, I have this add patrol button right here.
I see. Okay.
So I can add a patrol. The flying dodos. So now I've got the flying dodos added, and if I go in there, I should be able to reassign scouts from, and then I just choose whatever scout I want and invite. Now it's not much of an invitation because the Scoutmaster, he'll actually just move. Okay, so he's now part of the flying dodo.
Okay.
Okay.
So only the Scoutmaster, right? Yeah.
No, it's any of your leaders that are that have the connection and full privileges. So how do you know that? That's a good question. How do you know who has full privileges? So you go into your troop roster. Okay. Depending on how big your troop is, it'll come up faster. So you got your leaders on this side. You got all your scouts over here. Now, here's a scout committee member that has been invited to Scoutbook that has not shown up on Scoutbook, so it's still showing as pending. Here's all my scouts, and the nice thing here is it shows me the parent that they're listed to. You can change if you want to show their date of birth and the rank through the settings up here. If you drive all the way to the bottom, you get permissions by position or connections manager. Now, permissions by position means that, say you're, well, let's just let it come up here real quick. It'll be easier. So these are the different adult positions you have. And depending on the position, they can get full control, edit advancement, view advancement, edit profile, or view profile. And you'll see that most are view profile. Scoutmaster is full control by default. Unit treasurer is full control because they're controlling the money. And there is a scout account sort of set up in Scoutbook. I can't tell you much about it because we haven't started using it yet. The chartered org rep and the assistant scoutmaster. I don't know why there's two different assistant scoutmasters here, one having edit advancement and one having full control. I don't know. But these are the different default positions that you have. Now you can change it. So your unit chaplain, you want to be able to view the advancement. You give them view advancement, and you just update.
Sorry, excuse me. Can you tell me how did you get to this page?
You got it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think for some of us, I cannot see these options in the bottom, probably because you have full control. You can see it.
Right. So you'll have to, it depends on your unit and how much they
Yeah.
want, and how much burden that they want to keep on themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I'm back at my unit. I go trip roster. I go to the bottom and I can go permissions by position. Okay. Now we've already seen that screen, but you can go in there and adjust the position, the privileges by those positions. Or
I do not, in this screen, I do not see the option permissions by position.
Yeah, that's what I just mentioned. It. Not all the people have this one. Yeah.
so you may have to be key 3 to see this. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's the connections manager. Connections manager. Pull that up, and it gives you all the scouts, all the leaders, and all the parents. Now, this parent has full control of their scout. Every parent has full control of their own scout. Okay. So, and that can, so, but you can't, now, like Lily here, I was, she's aging out. Her son's aging out, and I was she's gonna be disconnected here very soon. So I was playing with her and trying to get her to have full control over my scouts, and it won't let me. Even though I click on full control, it will not allow. So the Scoutbook has gone in and they have cleaned all the connections, and you have to be a registered adult. You cannot just be a parent. You have to be a registered leader to have full control. Okay, which is good, which makes sense. All right. So quick entry, and so as a adult leader of my unit, I can enter rank requirements, I can enter merit badges, I can enter merit badge requirements, awards. So the awards that many scouts are not familiar with, that are national awards, are available here. You cannot, regrettably, add special troop awards. Let's say you have a award within your troop that you like to, you've got a tradition of giving, or you go to a camp that has a camp award, like Polar Bear or Tribe of Chawanaki. You can't, those won't be there, and you can't add them, regrettably. Activity logs, that's difficult. That does go back to internet advancement still.
Okay,
Right?
excuse me. Can I ask a question? Sorry to interrupt here. Is some of these videos recorded somewhere, or there's these sessions, these screenshots, after this meeting? I'm sure when I actually try to do this something after 2 weeks, I may not remember every single button where to click one where. So how can I just get help on my own? Right now, you're doing a wonderful job of telling this, but I may not remember everything after a month.
Well, there will be, they are recording this, and so this will be available. We're gonna, it's gonna get cleaned because, some of my unit, all my,
Like I see the personal information of the yes,
That'll-
scout's name and parent name. Yes, of course.
but that'll be available. Of course, I've given you my email address. Just throw me an email. Be happy to help.
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much. I mean, that's really kind of you to be able to offer personal help. I was wondering if there is any tutorials or online videos that, for this stuff, so that
There's a lot. You can actually, search a lot through that help.scoutbook.scouting.org. There's actually a lot of resources.
Okay, cool. What's your contact information?
It's the very first thing up there in the chat. kevin.moffett@wdc.com.
1 second, let me.
So, swimmer classification. So this is another one of those things that having the extension really helps, because it pulls up all the scouts and you can enter all their swimmer classification in one screen really quick and be done. Complete with date. Entering the school information is really helpful because our kids don't belong to all the same school, and their days off are different, and that helps for planning. Your leadership we already talked about, and starting merit badges. Now, another that was the quick entry. Now the troop reports. This is also very, very neat. So if your scouts are entering things that they got complete, and remember, complete is not approved, you run this approval report, and it will give you all the items that are waiting for your approval. So whether they've marked a merit badge complete or a rank requirement complete or whatever, they've marked it complete, and it just needs final approval. Case in point, one of my scouts had marked an entire merit badge complete. And I went in, or when I saw that, it's like, huh, he marked it all complete. So I sent him an email and I said, please send me the picture of your completed blue card. So I know it wasn't electronic, otherwise it would have been filled out with his scoutmaster, not or his merit badge counselor, not him. So he sent me a picture of his blue card. It had everything filled out, and I just went in and I marked it all approved. Easy peasy and done. Now it's approved, and now it's ready for purchasing and awarding. So the purchasing, then when you run that report, gives you all the things that you need to buy for your court of honor. Hey, that's helpful. Okay. And then of course, when you have the needs awarding, so now when you're doing your court of honor, you have a printout that you can use for your court of honor to do that. Another very helpful thing. Right? All right. Individual advancement record. This is good, to help a scout understand where they are. Let's say that they're having a problem with their account, or they don't have access to it through a computer or a smartphone. You can print it out and give it to them, and they can have it hard copy. And it's a pretty complete report. Driving down. Trained leader status. This is good. Every scout deserves a trained leader. I hope all of you are taking all your training. And your YPT status. So you can get the status of your troop YPT, which is really helpful. Your payment log. Again, I haven't gotten into that, so I don't know. I can't really speak to that yet. But these are some really good things to do. And a lot, this list here, this menu is only about a third as big without that extension. Get the extension, Feature Assistant for Scoutbook. Was there a question? Okay. If you're in Scoutbook, your unit is using Scoutbook. A lot of the camps are using Black Pug. So so after summer camp, if they're using Black Pug, you're going to be able to import their data directly into your unit and save you a lot of entry. Let's hope that they're all using it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's up to the camp who uses it. Send message. This is cool. Okay, so in send message, if I go in here and I click send message, I want to send a message to Kevin or to Michael. I come down here, I type a message, and I hit send message. It should, yeah, YPT, I need another adult. Okay, so it keeps me from making a mistake and sending a message to a scout without another adult. So I get to choose whether I use an adult here or another adult here. And I just have to have, because I am the parent, I'm selected here, I'm selected here, but it doesn't count. I'm sending it to a scout. Okay. What this means here is it will include all the names in, in the bottom of the email if you turn BCC on. If you turn BCC on, all the email addresses are blank. They don't see it. If you turn it off, they can see them. Okay. I always include the youth protection notice at the bottom. It just as a reminder. And the other neat thing you got to use right over here, insert upcoming events. So if you insert upcoming events and insert, what it does is it throws that into the message. Yeah, John, that's a handy feature. Okay. And then of course you can send a message. Okay. You can send it to, there is a way to select a group like upperclassmen, and it selects all my scouts that are above first class. You have to make these up. This you have to make up. I can send it to all patrol leaders and it selects those. But unfortunately, if you select one group after another, it does not deselect. You would have to go back and say patrol leaders if you only wanted patrol leaders. Show group. Okay. So that's kind of a funky thing there. Not sure why they chose to do that. Okay. I've been talking. So anyone got any other questions? Anything that nifty and neat that they've done in Scoutbook that I didn't show? John, you're muted. I can't hear you.
No, I'm saying how unbelievable this is. This is amazing.
It is.
Thank you so much.
It
Yeah, I
is.
had to bow out for a little bit, but thank you.
No, that's fine. So it really is good. It's come leaps and bounds this year.
Yes.
When we first turned it on, when we started the transition from Scout or Troop Master to Scoutbook because we were paying for Troop Master and advancement was a pain because you have to do it, put it all into internet advancement to go to the Scout shop and buy the ranks. What a pain. So by BSA now owning Scoutbook and more units are moving to Scoutbook, there's a lot of emphasis on improving. And if you go into the forums, you can put in your, they'll have somewhere in there, you will find a feature and you can vote, add your name to, yes, this is would be really useful to have. And of course, the thing that gets the most votes would presumably get the action. Okay. Anything else? Come on, guys. You can't all be quiet. Carolyn, what do you think?
Okay, so when our troop put everybody on Scoutbook for some strange reason, it was before my time. So I don't know how it works completely, but they went in and added people, and for some reason the system duplicated everybody. So they have very clearly marked like don't use, this is a duplicate. Can we just remove that and that doesn't impact anything?
I would expect you can. I would, depending, if they're close to aging out, don't do it. just because you don't want them to get to their eagle and then you all of a sudden don't have anything. But
Yeah.
more than likely, yes, you can. And that's because you can add a scout. In fact, I tried adding a scout. And when his paperwork finally went through the council then put him in. And in the meantime, he fell off. I don't know who removed him, whether council did or we did. But council will then put him back when he got properly registered with the troop. Okay, so they really don't have to add any scout to Scoutbook. Once their application goes through council, they will show up. They'll show up, and then you have to move them into their patrol.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Jude, Arati, Brian, Sharon.
Kevin, first of all, thank you for this course. In your impression, is there any reason to stick with Troopmaster?
So Troopmaster, if you have the full version, it's possible. The neat thing about that is the leaders. You can have an offline version of the Scout account. So when you're out in the campground, you can actually have their thing, and you can mark them approved when they complete something. And then when you get back to town, you can resync, and that updates Troopmaster.
Using the app, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Scoutbook app does not have that.
Scoutbook does not have an offline version for the Scoutmaster. Okay. So no, unfortunately that's missing. I don't know if they're going to do that. I hope that they do. But I'll tell you what, the internet advancement portion of it makes it all worthwhile, in my opinion. So the leaders in my troop that I've been having to deal with getting the advancement report and getting the going and buying all the patches and getting building up the Court of Honor program helps them immensely.
The Internet Advancement Report in Scoutbook.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The other neat thing is, and so as your scouts, when they hit live, well, they should be doing this all along. In theirs, they have in their individual account on even from their phone, they have the Eagle application. So they print they click that, they open it up, and it is their Eagle application, and it's got all the dates, their merit badge dates, their rank dates, all the dates that are from national, all in there, all accurate, done. No more chasing of dates and fixing dates.
It's all up to date there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
One thing that I've heard from the prior advancement chair is that she wishes that this Scoutbook system printed merit badge cards and rank awards cards in addition to the blue cards. So do you know if that's in the works at all, or if there's a way to do that off of this system currently?
I don't know if that's a feature that they're working on or not. That would be kind of neat. Yeah, I know the little card, the little presentation card you can buy at the Scout shop that goes with their, you fill it out and staple their rank patch too. Yeah, it doesn't do that today, and I don't know if they're planning on it. How to get that? I believe that when you download the advancement report, you can get it in a CSV. And you could do a mail merge and create something along those lines.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Jensen, you got any question? Andrew? Crickets. Okay. Well, if there's any other question, I am, we've actually gone over our hour. So if there's anything else I can answer, I'd be happy to. Otherwise, okay, you have my email, so please don't hesitate. Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Okay,
You.
all right. Well, you all have a good night, and it's great to see you, and thank you for all you do for Scouting.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, how do I get out of here? This should be it. Deep. Oh, up here. I got these screens everywhere. There we go.
Take care, Sharon.
You
Sharon,
too.
do you have any questions?
I did have one question. I'm sorry, I put it in the chat.
No.
Um, if a rank is accidentally marked complete and leader approved, can it be reversed?
No. You can't reverse it. You just have to rebuild it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was a moment when every time I went into Scoutbook, it approved the next rank for my scout, and I didn't touch anything. So he doesn't have a rank yet, but he's on his way to second class, apparently. So
Yeah, I don't, so you're going in and as a parent looking at your scout and somehow they're getting advanced.
yeah.
I haven't heard of that bug yet.
I'm a leader for my younger son's pack, his
Okay.
Cub Scout pack. So I don't know if it magically is allowing me to approve my scouts troop ranks, but
Well, keep in mind that as a parent, you have full control over all of your scouts, all of your family. Okay. So you can go in and you can do a tremendous amount, for your own scout. I'm not sure exactly why they've done that. You would think that would be, limited to the leaders of the troop, but they have it set as full control.
mostly it's just a little embarrassing. I'm sure he'll get there, but it's he's not quite there yet.
Well, so you marked them completed, or did you mark them approved? Magical.
Scout was marked completed. Tenderfoot, I somehow marked it complete the day after I approved it as a leader.
Wow. Yeah, you can just go in and unapprove them or remove the date. I mean, that will work.
It won't let me remove the date, so I don't know how to unapprove it.
So if you go into the date field, you can't, just delete it and hit save.
Let's see. It won't let me edit the rank because it's already approved.
Okay. So if you're on his, so you went into his, and you went into view advancement, and you selected the rank, and in the first box, can you uncheck the awarded or approved box? Leader approved.
No.
Okay. I'm certain your Scoutmaster or any of the T3 will be able to correct it.
Okay.
So don't worry. Hey, we're all new to Scoutbook. Don't worry.
They do keep track separately in Troop 220, so it's not affecting, I don't think, the troop that much, but
Yeah.
just
so-
a little embarrassing.
Yeah, just talk, tell the scoutmaster that you've got something funky going on.
All right.
It happens. Okay. Don't wait. Who knows? Maybe you marked it complete, and then someone else came, said, "Oh, it's complete," and marked it awarded or marked it approved.
Yeah. It does have my name on both.
Oh, well, at one
So I
point,
can't get out of that. It's definitely my fault somehow.
don't fret it. Don't fret it. Just talk to your troop leader.
Will do.
Okay. But
Thanks so much, Kevin.
how's Scoutbook working for you as a den leader?
Oh, it's wonderful. For Cub Scouts, it's worked beautifully,
Okay.
but not so much for the troop yet.
It definitely has come a long way.
Yeah.
When it first started, we transitioned to this about a year ago, a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago, November. And it was a tough transition.
Yeah. It's been great though, as a parent and the leader. So.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I wish I was able to solve your problem, but just talk to
That's
your.
all right.
They'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
Who's your scoutmaster?
Mike Catalani
Okay.
in Troop 220.
220. Okay. Well, I'm sure he'll be very understanding about it.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
And Andrew was here tonight. He's a good help too for our pack. So.
There you go. Andrew's a great guy.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you take care. Okay.
Thank you so much. It was a great session tonight. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.